So, as thrilled as I am that you've stopped in here
Yes.
to say hi, mailman Mike, you don't have any mail for us today.
No.
No, you don't have any mail for us, but that
Me.
doesn't. But you're here. That's what's important. It's always nice to have you drop in. You know, in the past, you've delivered goodies to us, some presents, some exciting paraphernalia. But you know who doesn't drop in as much anymore is monster handler Michael. I mean, the guy just thinks that he can go on vacation whenever he wants to, apparently, and leave the rest of the work here for the rest of the monster handlers. I mean, like, he's a nice enough guy and all, but I mean, the other thing about Michael is that, like, I don't know, I find that sometimes he just, like, acts, you know, so goofy. I mean, like, this is serious work that we're doing here on My Singing Monsters Live when we're discussing the monster world, and then, you know, just sometimes the guy can, you know, he's a little touchy-feely for me, too, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a little too tactile. Remind me, Mailman Mike, where are you from again? Happy monstering, and welcome to today's episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. I am Monster Handler Matt.
I'm Monster Handler
So
Mike.
you didn't show up
I'm
after
here.
all.
I was here last week.
You're not on vacation.
I was behind the camera.
That's true. You were here last week, and you know, yeah.
But,
So
you know,
here we are.
More vacation.
So here we all are. So welcome. Today, if I'm not mistaken, is episode number 23. The number 23. That was a film, right?
That was a film, and you know, there's a lot that they say about. I'm just.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think I ended up seeing it, but it's an exciting episode for us because we've got lots to talk about today on the show. It's been an exciting week in the monster world.
An epic week.
It has been an epic week and also a quad week.
A fiery week.
A fiery and an epic week in the monster world in various eras of the monster world. We've got a lot to get through today. We've got some of the familiar features that you know about every episode. We've got a question period.
Trivia.
We've got trivia / stomp. That's coming later. We're going to be looking at monster pieces. But first things first, how do we usually start off the episode here, Mike?
Well, of course, we started off by doing our Twitch giveaway to our subscriber. That is, if you have Twitch Prime, you're entered in this giveaway. The giveaway today is going to be a Rare Scups. You don't have to be here for watching the episode because the normal giveaway.
It's a win-win-win-win-win.
How do we do the normal giveaway?
The normal giveaway is you simply need to be in the chat watching this episode of My Singing Monsters Live, and you need to type !raffle, R-A-F-F-L-E, in the comments in the chat, and you will be automatically entered. There's some bloop, beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, some exciting stuff that happens behind the scenes, and Moobot, our robotic aid, helps us keep track of who all has entered the giveaway, and then we award that at the end of the show.
Yes, so we understand. Life gets in the way. You can't always be here. We would love if you were here. If you're not, you can always watch it on YouTube.
And you get the information like firsthand, right? It's happening in real time. What if there's an exciting reveal, some sort of new insight or new information that comes up on the show, as it often does?
Yes. So yes, if you have Twitch Prime, you get a free sub, and you can give that to us. It would be great. You get no ads, and you get fun emojis of Monster Handler Matt over here, and Furcorn, and yeah, lots of fun stuff like that. And so, as we select this person, I just have a few little shout-outs.
Oh.
New subs we have. We have Tornado Broflow.
Tornado Broflow? What a great name.
KK191. Remember that name. Derpy Peg 14. Cubwax for 4 months. Waddle 91 for 5 months. Princess Waddle 331 for 3 months. And awesome.
And there's what, a special request here, I think, coming in from Princess Waddle 331. Michael, you want to say it?
Princess Waddle 331 says, "Can you say that my dog is cute?" I don't have a pic, but she's very cute.
You know what? Your dog is cute. Cute dog there, Princess Waddle 331. The judgment has been passed. Monster Handlers officially say
it's good to go.
It's good to go. Cute dog.
And as I said, you know when I said KK191?
Yes.
Why was that important?
Why was it important?
KK_191 is the winner of a Rare Scups.
Oh, congratulations! Rare Scups, that predominantly nocturnal creature. Yes, covered in those bioluminescent barbs, those the prongs, the studs, covering its entire body. Notably does it have a mouth? We're not sure. It's sort of like
I'm sure it's
concealed
in there
in the dark fur of rare scups. Different, of course, from the bright blue, much like the shirt that you're sporting today.
And the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And the Toronto Maple Leafs. How are they doing?
They're good. They're up 1-0. It's great.
You've been following the game. Well, we've got lots to follow today. So first things first, Epic Scups. Premiered on Wednesday of this week. And this was an exciting reveal because I think it answered a bunch of questions that people had been having about what was lurking in the background of the current extravaganza loading screen in My Singing Monsters. And what?
It was somewhere else as well.
It was somewhere else. It was also lurking the... Lurking is... Today's episode is brought to you by the letters L-U-R-K, lurk. No, there was a lot of lurking because I feel like extravaganza, for all of the fun fanfare and the decorated trees and the rocks, it is sort of a lurky time because Blabbit, as a mischievous character in and of itself, needs to operate a little bit in the shadows to make sure that it's up to no good tricks. Don't get caught in the middle by a watchful monster chaperone. But so Epic Scups came out. We resolved pretty definitively that those wings, those dragonfly-like wings that were protruding out of the back of one of the water island platforms on the loading screen is definitively the Epic Scups. And so far as we can tell, when Rare Geode was supplying us with a piece of evidence for our ongoing Following the Trail documentary series, which, if you haven't checked it out on YouTube, make sure to go check it out. It's youtube.com/MySingingMonsters. It should be up right near the top because I think it's the top video. But the first installment of that was released last week, and it follows a
riveting tale.
An unprecedented collaboration between the monster handlers and members of the Monster World community itself in trying to track down something.
Something what?
Something, but we don't know quite what it is. So that's the object.
When we might find out?
Well, we're expecting that the second installment will be coming very, very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that and your ears perked up, because my understanding is that the investigative work that we're doing is reaching a climax. There will be soon some new news reveals.
Better than old news.
Better than old news. Or fake news.
Is old news news?
That's bad. Yes. Any news is good news.
But
never mind. So Epic Scups came out, and the reason that Epic Scups is exciting is because it is strongly based on a character from one of our older Big Blue Bubble titles, older relatively speaking, one that precedes My Singing Monsters, and that is
Fling-A-Thing.
Fling-A-Thing, that's right.
Which I believe was a trivia answer when you first fought off the human...
Epic Ma? Remember when I fought off Epic Ma? Please, don't attack!
Human expert.
Yes.
Human expert Matt. That was the tie-breaking question that I believe you got.
Yeah. Really?
It's about... Yeah,
well, I'm glad to be revisiting the topic today. So, yeah, Fling-A-Thing came out, I believe, officially the same year that My Singing Monsters debuted. I believe it was early 2012. I believe is when it came out. I know that the trailers were going out in late 2011, but it of course borrows heavily from, or the other way around, that sort of established art style that has come to characterize certain dimensions of the Big Blue Bubble multiverse. So in that sort of family of games, I think we can safely throw in Thumpies, Fling-A-Thing, My Singing Monsters. These three dimensions of the multiverse seem to be connected one to each other quite intimately.
And of course, there's of course the decoration.
That's right. So we've been in a behind-the-scenes sort of capacity, tucking in references both to Thumpies and to Fling-A-Thing throughout the production history of My Singing Monsters. First notably with the inclusion of Thumpies as one of the monsters in My Singing Monsters, and also of course in later the Ambered Thing, one of the first animated decorations that was added to the game, and then subsequently the Freed Thing, which was available in the Star Shop.
I'm going to interrupt you for a moment.
Yes, what do you have to
Eric,
say?
the people have spoken.
What have they said?
They said that they're beautiful. They wanted the the music up a titch.
They wanted the music up. Yes. So we've got some interesting music that we're playing for today's episode. This is the music from...
Yes. I was going to say, I'm sure some people would have been like, oh, we're teasing something. It's not a tease.
No.
It's from...
So crank it up as much as you want. It is the music from...
Fling-A-Thing.
Fling-A-Thing, which had different music depending on each of the levels that you were playing in Fling-A-Thing. So no, we're not teasing.
Game.
We're not teasing. That's right. We're not teasing anything new. The realm of Thingia will remain forever in the past as connected to the game Fling-A-Thing. There are no plans to bring Thingia to My Singing Monsters or to Dawn of Fire. That will exist forever as a distinct world, but it doesn't mean that we can't continue to talk about it and visit it and see how it continues to influence. That's right, the ongoing development of My Singing Monsters. So, I pulled up a couple of graphics today that I wanted to share with everybody that sort of highlight some of the production history of Fling-A-Thing, and it's just some cool behind-the-scenes stuff that we can see. So, yeah, Eric, pull up the screen. And there it is. By the way, we haven't said hi yet.
Let's do roll call.
Say hi. Right. So I'm Matt, you're Mike, and we've got Monster Handler Eric behind the camera today, who's doing all of our fun and integral operations there. And of course, we have Monster Handler Sydney in the chat to field all of your amazing questions and comments and make sure that everything is going along tickety-boo. So
tickety-boo.
That's the lineup.
Yeah.
That's the retinue that we have today. So here they are, the Fling-A-Thing concepts. So, we had Monster Handler Chris on the show a couple of episodes ago, but this is some of his artwork here, and we can see the Fling-A-Things here in their nascent forms when they were first being sort of figured out. We can see even way back then in the bottom left-hand corner there that Flutter was a name that was always associated with that sort of dragonfly winged thing. We see as well some other concept artwork there for a couple of the others, as well as the sort of main user interface, the play screen there in the upper middle of the screen, and then sort of a different vantage point of one of the things and a lot of the work there. So here is some of the things that we know and love. So I did a little bit of research as connected to today's episode, and I wanted to read out a couple of the bios of these things, because at this point we know Flutter quite well. Flutter is the thing that appears on the icon there that we can see in the upper left. That's right, the one that Epic Scups closely resembles, and that's also a 3D rendering of Flutter down there in the bottom left, which was used, if I'm not mistaken, for the trailer that we put out for Fling-A-Thing. But clockwise from the upper left, we have Shrub. That name should come as no surprise to you, as a familiar. So, Shrub's bio. Needs plenty of water and sunlight and has no issues with being fed after midnight. A bit of a wink, a bit of a nod there to perhaps another of Chris's favorite movies from the 80s. He said that he was a big 80s buff, and so consistent with that. Then, as I mentioned, continuing clockwise, there we have Flappy.
Name it in the chat if you know what the reference is.
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, name the reference if you know it. No issues with being fed after midnight. Then we have Flappy. Happy accident, that's in quotation marks, born from the chance meeting between a vampire bat and an albino thing. So the less said about that, the better, perhaps.
Yes.
There's some salacious details there. Then we have Dongle there in the bottom right, probably the most highly evolved thing, and the
bottom
first.
Right?
The bottom right. Okay. Yeah, I'm going clockwise.
Okay, I see what you think.
Probably the most highly evolved thing and the first to develop arms. Too bad he slept on them funny and now they just dangle uselessly. That's too bad. But he's got 3. That's more than most people have. So.
True.
And then of course we have the classic Flutter there in the middle. And then rounding things out we have the Thur.
Which looks very tribal.
It does look very tribal. The Thur, I believe as a name, is also a callback to one of the songs, the levels in Thumpies, but the Thur's bio, she was born quite gray and plain, but made up for that by dyeing her fur and attaching the colored feathers she scavenges. The interesting thing, I think, to note at this point is that unlike monsters in the monster world, which have no assigned gender, they are genderless, apparently things have gender. Some of these things are male, masculine, some of them are female, feminine.
Interesting.
It is interesting. And so then the third image that I wanted to pull up here, just because we've had a chance to take a look recently at the Shard Mountains, because that was used as the teaser for Epic Scups on our social media channels. We have here a couple of the other levels that appeared in Fling-A-Thing.
What are those things?
Specifically the tall tree there on the left. And so these images are sort of arranged. Imagine that they're stacked vertically. Right now they're sort of in a triptych format, but if you consider the rightmost panel of each being on top, the center panel being in the middle, and then the leftmost panel at the bottom, these actually run top to bottom. And so that's the tall tree on the left, and you may recognize that moon as being a similar moon art style to the one that appears in the monster world. Yes, a chilly moon. And then there on the right
what are those things?
Is the underneath. I don't know. Other inhabitants of Thingia that aren't things, but notably as well, we can see up there on the surface a double moon. Double moon.
Tatooine.
No, not Tatooine. Although the trailer came out today.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. The rise of the Epic Scups.
Don't spoil.
I said the rise of the Epic Scups.
I know. But there we have the two moons. Do you know what sky in the Monster World has two moons? Maybe I won't ask you, Monster Handler Mike. I'll ask the chat. Which sky, which island in the Monster World has two moons?
I'm gonna call these little critters here.
You're gonna call
bees.
No, don't call. We already have a name for that. That's not how it's pronounced either.
I know.
But that's a good idea. If anyone has any idea what these creatures might be called here in the underneath of Thingia,
maybe we'll see them return at some
maybe
point.
we'll see them return. They look sort of like some of the early concept art for My Singing Monsters. Surprise, surprise, that there's some relationship there. So the last thing I wanted to mention, and thank you, Eric, for pulling up those graphics. The last thing that I wanted to mention was there is a reference to the magic of the trees that connects a couple of the universes that I've talked about earlier, the Thumpyverse, the Monster World, and Thingia. These three seem to be connected by the magic, the binding magic of the trees. So perhaps when we get into the question period, which I think is coming right up, I'll be able to elaborate on that a little more. And then one more thing I wanted to mention before we go into questions, which is of course relevant, is we also had an update to Dawn of Fire this week. I'm not going to leave Incisor out, and so Incisor finally made its debut on the continent.
We jumped the gun a bit there.
We were very excited.
Yes.
We were very excited to share that Incisor was now ready, but version 1.20 of Dawn of Fire should now be available on iOS and Android, and I think the Amazon build is coming very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, we finally got to reveal what the adult Incisor looks like, which many of the monster pieces that we were receiving over the past couple of weeks have been very close.
Pretty good, I was always surprised with how accurate some people.
But I am still curious to hear what people's feedback is about the adult Incisor, and of course people correctly guessed that Incisor would be teleported to its forever home on Cloud Island. We hinted at that a couple of episodes ago. So, of course, we had an opportunity to gift our prizes of the Nickname the Incisor contest earlier. So those were among the first Incisors ever to be claimed in the history of Dawn of Fire. So that is very exciting. And of course, the nicknames that are automatically generated for Incisor are those same nicknames that won in the contest. So that's very exciting. But let us know what you've nicknamed your Incisor if you plan not to use one of the existing automatically generated nicknames.
I called mine Monster Handler Mike Jr.
Oh, that's pretty cute. Yes, Monster Handler Mike Jr.
So it's question time. It's question time.
It's question time. Question time. Tell me.
Brent now Lori asks, can monsters go to Thingia like Epic Scups?
Well, we at least have some record of a monster going to Thingia and then coming back. Well, that's the case, of course, with Epic Scups, but I don't think it's as
it's not easy road.
Yeah, it's not easy passage. Clearly, Flutter in taking the select group of Scups back to Thingia to experience an exotic world full of adhesivity and otherwise stickiness.
Adhesivity. Word of the day.
No, it's lurk.
Oh yeah.
Lurking adhesivity. Presumably Flutter has secrets on how to interdimensionally travel between. Maybe it's something to do with the suction sort of quality of its mouth. I have some theories that maybe I'll go into later, but I don't think the passage between the monster world and Thingia is quite as easy as you think. It's like
getting to Atlantis.
Okay. Or Narnia. I think Narnia has sort of the idea that like you might be able to get there one day, i.e. through a wardrobe, and then the next day not. It's sort of a wormhole that opens and closes. But maybe the things have secret knowledge about how to make these wormholes a little bit more reliable.
MSM Poker Gamer MPG asks, can Epic Scups fly?
I don't know. The reason I don't know is because the debate still rages about whether or not things themselves can actually fly. We know, of course, that in the freed thing decoration, Flutter is able to hover, but I don't know if they're able to achieve much lift beyond that. And of course, a thing is a smaller, more delicate object than Scups. Scups, remember, is filled with that water that sloshes around, and that we sort of elaborated on in the bio for when it came to Dawn of Fire. But I think it's a heavier creature, so I'm not sure if it is actually able to achieve liftoff. I'm sure it's able to swim quite comfortably in its water island habitat, but in terms of air, it might just be able to sort of glide using those wings from place to place. Or like early birds and dinosaurs weren't necessarily like flight; they just sort of like they glowed. What's the past participle? Glided? Glid? I don't know which one it is. They glided. If you know the past participle of the English verb glide, please let us know.
Ryan Wilson, 340. I almost sang his name. Like Brian.
Lie in bed, just like... Yeah, okay.
How good are Epic Scups, or any Scups in general, at fixing castle bathrooms? This one made me chuckle when I read it.
Well, I don't know.
No comment.
I don't know. It seems like
our toilets. They'd for sure be. You'd think
on the chore chart in the castle. I'm sure that's the one that consistently gets assigned to Scups. But what do they do on islands where they don't have Scups? Because remember that Scups is its habitat only extends to Air Island and Water Island. So I don't know what the monsters do on other islands where there are no Scups in terms of their plumbing. Could it just be that their plumbing is like so great that they never really have to worry about it? I would expect, based on their suction abilities, that yes, they would make good plungers, but I don't know how often that skill is actually put to that use specifically. I assume they're good.
I would too.
I assume they're good.
Night vibes. The wing style texture of Epic Scups looks like it came straight from Fling-A-Thing. Is this intentional? If it is, then why?
Night vibes, I advise that you go and read the bio for Epic Scups. It'll have all the answers that you seek.
It's a tome of knowledge.
It is. A nugget of information.
Trashcraft.
Yes.
Trashcraft player.
Yes.
I remember in the Freed Things bio, it mentions an event referred to as the binding magic of the tree. What exactly occurred that day in both Thingia and the Mycene monsters world?
Well, I would describe the binding magic of the trees less as an event and more of a phenomenon. Have you ever seen the movie Dragonheart?
No. Is that the one that has a scar?
No.
No. What am I thinking?
You mean Jeremy Irons?
I'm thinking of Aragon.
No, that's a whole other thing. But Dragonheart, Sean Connery as a dragon.
Wow. How have I not heard of this movie?
It's a relic of its time. But Sean Connery saves David Thewlis's life by giving him a bit of his heart, and then they are forever intertwined thereafter. Okay. So I think that there's a similar sort of thing going on here in the binding magic of the trees, i.e. what happens in one of these universes spills over and has some sort of consequent effect in the other universe. So we do know that during the cataclysm that broke apart the continent during the Dawn of Fire, that amber was
Exciting
involved in some way, because of course that's how Cana became trapped in amber, and how its remembrances of the Dawn of Fire were so intact when that particular Cana eventually was freed through the combined efforts of the tribal island denizens. But we also have the Shard Mountains in Fling-A, in Thingia, not Fling-A. In Thingia,
You hit yourself.
common mistake. I made it myself. In Thingia, there are the Shard Mountains, but the Shard Mountains appear to have captured a lot more, a variety of organisms than just something like a singing monstrous. In fact, it would appear that during the existence of Thingia, there weren't any monsters that crossed in that way. It's just things that went to the monster world. So, presumably, these events are connected. So the Shard Mountains have been around for a while, but we do know that, like amber and its sort of captive properties of retaining things has been around for a while. So I'm not sure if at that point, when amber played some part in the destruction of the continent, or was some byproduct of the dissolution, I'm not sure, that Thingia was equally affected.
I'm going to ask 2 more questions, then
Yes.
we're going to jump into trivia.
Okay.
Speaking of
Make them
amber,
good. Yes.
Hazelnut volcano.
Mhm.
How long did it take for all that amber to grow that big?
Well, several years. We have now. If you pay close attention, there are several creatures that are stuck in the amber of the Shard Mountains in
the
Thingia,
big shard.
and several of them are pretty obvious references to past Big Blue Bubble games. What do we have in there? I think we have Eye Oracle. We've got Hamster
Eye
Cannon.
Oracle, wow.
I'm pretty sure Dark Incursion is in there as well. So at the time when the Shard Mountains were being designed by Big Blue Bubble, we wanted to include some fun references.
Everyone loves references.
Exactly. Back to some of the other work, some of the other universes that exist in the Big Blue Bubble multiverse. So that was sort of fun. So in terms of how long it took that to grow, I assume quite a while. We do know for a fact that Thingia is older than the monster world, so it's an even more ancient realm.
Okay, and the last question,
Make it a good one.
the $1 million question from Bonnie Cakes
Yes.
is, does Rare Blabbit float?
Does Rare Blabbit float?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never asked it. Presumably it's able to sort of adjust its internal ballasts in order to remain on Water Island, and it doesn't just simply float to the surface of the living ocean. But I don't know if it's not making an active effort to sort of adjust its own bubble-licious content.
I was gonna say, I think...
I don't know if it floats or not. I'm going to say that at rest, possibly, because Rare Blabbit is sort of slug-like in its body plan. It doesn't really have arms or legs. It does have those primary ears and secondary ears that are unlike the prehensile ears of the common Blabbit. So I'm going to say, for the record, I don't know. I'm feeling a little stumped by that question, but I'll be sure to ask when I have the next opportunity to chat with that monster.
We're going to go into trivia.
Trivia. Stop.
But this has all triggered something in my mind that I remembered we were going to talk about, and that I don't want to forget it.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
I'm going to talk about next week?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Next week, the show will not be on the Friday.
It will instead
be on the Thursday.
Which makes sense because luckily everyone here at Big Blue Bubble gets Friday off.
Yes.
We have an opportunity to take advantage of the long Easter weekend. So we'll be having episode 24 of My Singing Monsters Live on Thursday, April 18th.
Yes.
So save
Same
the
time.
date. Save the date. That's right, at 5 p.m. So save the date. It will not be happening on the Friday.
But just wanted to, we'll remind at the end of the show as well, I think. But
good idea.
Didn't want to forget. So the first question we have here from Bunny 884890572.
This isn't going to be part of the trivia question, is it? Remembering that long.
Please
string?
tell me what Bunny's no. What two-element monster? Oh, you're gonna get this one.
Okay.
Shares the same name with a thing.
Shrub.
This one.
I'm clapping for myself. All right.
I am quite good.
100% success rate so far. All right, keep them coming, and I will not look at Dr. Warden E. Spirit's journal here.
Eric,
for
this
any
one
clues.
I believe we have an image for.
Oh.
Yes. Har239 asks, what are all the things' names?
Oh, well, I'm glad that I already covered
Yeah,
this.
okay.
And there's actually 2 more on
Yeah,
this
there's
graphic
bonus
than we looked at earlier. So, clockwise. Clockwise? Yeah, is that right?
Yep.
Clockwise? It
You're
just
going
sounds weird when I
top
say
left,
it.
across.
Top left, across and around. Okay, so there we have Flappy, Dongle,
Okay.
Ghastly, the Thur, Shrub, and Sproin.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
Yay!
Did you say shrub?
I did say shrub.
Okay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is unprecedented. This sort of success rate comes along once in a blue moon. Did anybody
Wow.
get that question, by the way? Which Monster World, which
Yes,
island was?
Oh, no.
Which island in the Monster World has 2 moons? I'm still waiting. So perhaps Monster Island City can
I saw they
remind
got
me.
gremlins. They knew that one.
They did. They knew the gremlins.
Sugar Bush.
Anyway, very good, Eric. Thank you for relaying that message. It is Sugarbush Island that has 2, which is, I'm sure, well, what I thought was connected to the fact that it is on the seam, connected between the human world and the monster world. But now that this has 2 moons, that theory might have just gone out the window. I don't know.
You're not gonna get this one.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
there
Thanks
we
for the
go.
vote of confidence,
2 for
Michael.
3.
All right. Bring it.
Bogart fan asks, how many spots does an Epic Scups have? You need to almost
17.
like 36.
Wow.
Almost double.
Rats.
Dumped. You almost need to start when we release an Epic.
I don't want to be
Start
counting them.
counting features.
Listen, I've got a lot of information rattling around in this little brain of mine, and I need to
Oh, my goodness.
devote the space to the good stuff here.
This is a question that we have talked about recently.
No, okay.
Recently,
So should I know?
You should know it.
All right.
Because we got into a whole debate about
Okay.
what was said. And
Okay,
you'll know.
all right. Bring it on.
Cubwax asks, there are 2 letters in the alphabet which no monster's name begins with. What are those letters?
Oh, okay. I know this because I keep track of such things. Just because I like in my mind to have the alphabet. A is for Rachiel, B
I
is
is
for
for
Blabbit.
incisor.
Exactly. So far as I know, there are no monster names in English that begin with the letters X or U.
That is correct.
Does that mean 3 out of 4?
3 out of 4.
I got 75%.
We only got one more question.
Oh
so,
man,
So you're.
I am smooth sailing here.
You got it.
At
You could get
at
75.
least at least
Or you could get
I'm going to be
80.
operating here with 60% success, which is a full 20% above my stated aim. All right, so what's
Okay,
this
let's
final
see.
question? All right, come on.
D. Bon Appetit. What is the only monster whose rare variation has less eyes than the natural version? Rare has more eye, or
Rare
has
has
less
less?
eyes than the natural.
Rats. Oh, I could go through, and I don't think it's any of the single element ones. Double. The rare has less than the common.
Yes.
So perhaps cycloptic vision, or it has 2 eyes instead of 3. Oh, Fwog!
That's it.
Hey!
80%.
You know what? It was as soon as I switched from 2 to 1, but then 3 to 2. Oh,
You did it.
just to show you my work.
I'm proud of you. That's what they say in math class.
That's what they say. It's not enough to have the right answer. You got to show your work.
Exactly. That's how you get
So that's how I got
heart
to the
marks.
answer. All right.
So always
So
remember, show your work.
okay, so we've done questions.
Done question.
We've done stumped, and I was. So I ended up getting 4 out of 5. 80%. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got an activity. And
We do have an activity.
Monster Handler Eric is going to deliver us the
Our smoothies.
Oh, but there's. Okay.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. So, correct me if I'm wrong. We have a name for this activity today.
We do.
Woo! And the name of this activity is, if I'm not mistaken,
It's called.
Epic Cups. Yes. Look at that lovely word art. Thank you, Eric. Eric's. Oh, he's running around back there. He's doing all the work. It's great. Well, not all the work. Of course, Sydney's doing great work as well. So, what do we have to do in this today here,
So
Michael?
what we're doing.
Hey, don't
here,
cheat. What are you
No,
doing?
I'm getting a timer for
Oh, I
us.
see.
So what we're going to be doing here is we're gonna be suction cupping like these blueberries into here.
Oh.
And it's whoever can get the most in, we'll say, a minute.
A minute?
You want to do 45?
No, a minute is fine. I'm going to remove my hat because I don't want there to be any, and these are blueberries, you say?
These are blueberries.
High in antioxidants. Very good for you. Make sure to eat your blueberries, kids. Thank you, Eric, as well, for adjusting the camera. Although, you're seeing now that I'm having a handler hair day.
Handler hair
Well, actually, no.
day.
Only if I crouch.
Where's my clock?
Here, I'll do it.
I got it. I found it.
Alrighty, you ready?
Timer. Set this to 60 seconds. Okay. I'll let you press it.
Okay. So I have one final request. I don't know if Eric will be able to do this, but I included in the background folders and files for today's episode a piece of music called Monster Music. I don't know if that's what we can be playing, because this is the music that played in Fling-A-Thing when we were facing off against one of the bosses, and it's very stressful music. Because so I wonder if Eric can pull that up and that can play while we're doing this activity.
Sure he can do that.
Eric's a marvel at such technological know-how, so I'm sure it's able to be done. But why don't we get the so are we doing multiple rounds of this, or is it just?
I think it's
one and done.
One and done.
So there's one definitive leader for Epic Cups.
For Epic Cups
today. Okay.
Eric, just remember you're gonna need yes to transition. And bring that volume down. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
You can count us down and press the button if you want.
Is it just this blue?
Yeah, I think it's just that.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? So, who are you cheering for? Let us know who you're cheering for.
Oh, I wonder who we're cheering for.
Hey, I don't know why it wouldn't be you. I don't know what your suction capabilities are. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin.
That's juicy.
Oh no. "13 seconds. Okay, so now what, we have to count them.
Yes.
All right, so I say we count them one at a time each.
Okay.
How does that sound? So here's the winning. No, we hit them at the same time.
What? Oh, that's one.
Right? Yeah. So here we go. So we have 1,
2, 3.
Wait, slow down. 3.
4. Okay.
4. 5.
6.
7. 8.
9.
10.
10.
11. 12. 13. 14.
15.
15.
16.
17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 1 second.
Oh, I put 22 in my mouth.
22. 23. 24.
Oh my goodness.
25.
26.
26.
Thank you, baby.
27. 28.
29.
30.
Oh, you did!
31.
31.
I got 32, 33. 33! Hey! And a healthy snack at the same time.
Lots of antioxidants.
Mm. Oh, that's tasty. That was good. You're going to have the rest? I'm going to have the rest of mine too.
That's a lot.
Berries. There are some berries in the monster world, and though not all of the same that appear in the
Oh my
in the
goodness,
human
that's
world.
so delicious.
I believe there are moonjube berries. I've never sampled those, but
I gotta tell you.
that they're good.
Here's my thing. I'm not a big blueberry guy.
What?
Honestly.
Really? They're
Yeah.
so good.
Well, I'm here. I'm telling you, today I might have been a convert because, like I said, I'm not a huge blueberry guy.
Right.
But these were like good blueberries.
Yeah. Listen,
Right?
when you get a good berry, it's worth it. Sometimes
These
you get bad
these
berries.
were organic berries
Whoa.
from the farmer's market just down the street. If you're ever in London, Ontario, the farmer's market by our office, great ice cream, right? The Sarnia ice cream shop.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Good stuff.
All right, so we got some masterpieces to look at, I believe.
Yes. Bring 'em up.
Bring on up the monster pieces. Aw, here's Flutter and Epic Scups on a play date.
Oh, I like that Epic Scups' mouth is kind of like a little heart.
That is very cute. Did you notice as well that the feet of Epic Scups sort of match that sort of
Yeah, the-
pockmarked quality of the tab that is used to pull back
Mhm.
Flutter's tail?
That
Very
is
cute
nice.
detail. I like that. What's next? Here we have art by Jen Alt or something, and it's Incisor Smile.
That's a big old smile.
I also
Very
really
cute.
like the all of the scale texture that's been added here to Incisor. A little bit more even than it appears in real life, and it looks great. I also like all of the sort of twinkle in the eye that you can see
It
there
does have, it looks like there's almost like little
of
music notes.
Incisor. Very, very cute.
Oh my goodness, I have hiccups.
You ate the blueberries too quickly. All right, next up, Artist 208 has a very interesting craft. It looks like they've created here
Yeah.
of Incisor,
With the egg.
the adult grasping the egg. Which
It almost
is
looks like the post that.
it does look
that-
like when it came
out.
yeah, that was on the event page on our Big Blue Bubble website to announce the arrival of Incisor and Dawn.
Whoa, this
Very
makes-
well done. I particularly like this one. Looks like there's like foam is what
Yeah.
the spikes are made out of. Wow.
I really like this.
What have we
interpretation.
here? We've got look at those claws.
Big
This-
Man Jeff.
Big man, Big Man Jeff and Small Man Rick, or something. Those are these the nicknames that Blunder of Blues has given to their incisors?
Perhaps. I really love the
Well,
big boy.
very cute. They seem.
He seems bigified
Well,
to me.
and they seem decidedly insectoid.
More insectoid than
than-
dinosaur-y.
Yeah, less reptilian, more insectoid. I really like this interpretation of Incisor. Very well done. What do we have next? Here we have from Dunkity Pango, Epic Scups looking confused as it looks around, perhaps a landscape of large amber shards,
I was gonna say, definitely-
amber crystals.
Definitely looking ambery. Well, it's
And perhaps looking around being like, yo, where are all my friends at?
Yeah.
Right? They're
Well,
not.
how do I get back?
Or how do I get back? Right? So who knows?
The tree
Maybe
there, huh?
this
See
is
the
the
tree?
tall tree from Thingia, and Epic
Mhm.
Scups is like maybe it's time to go back. Here, Larry Mantic has submitted. Ooh,
Lots
a
going on
very,
here. I
A
really
very,
need
a
to-
very cute
We got-
graphic.
Blabbit. We got
See Blabbit there.
Flutter.
Yep.
We got obviously Epic
I think
Scups.
this is a true crossover here because I can't really tell if in back there in the upper right is one of the monsters, the creatures that appear in Thingia and that threaten the things. It's sort of a prey predator sort of relationship there, and it's sort of a ruthless world there, Thingia. If you're a thing, you gotta be on your toes if you have them.
That's why you
Sort
flutter.
of situation. And here we have the ginormous carrot in the bottom left hand
Is
corner.
that rare Blabbit in the background there?
I can't tell.
Just yonder.
You know what? I think maybe it's one of the Moa rocks, the seasonal decorations.
You're 100% right.
Yes. Very well done.
I like
Very
it.
well done, Larry. We really like this one. Next up, we have
Ooh.
another version of Epic Scups as drawn by Mr. Dash.
98.
Yes, I really like this one. This one looks particularly long-leggedy. This one looks like, in terms of being a Scups, that it definitely works out to get those nice, thin, leggedy legs.
Is that what it does?
I don't know.
Oh, look what we got here.
What have we here? Oh!
We got
Flame here has supplied us with a mashup of two tremendous things. Here we have Blabbit, and if I'm not mistaken, it's Big Chungus.
Yes, a big chungus. I
It's
believe
Big
it's
Chungus. And I like the detail that's been taken to sort of put lumps where I think Big Chungus's arms
Yeah.
normally are.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
of course, Blabbit being armless, instead, they're just sort of growths on the body. But this is very funny. Well done, Flame. This gave the monster handlers a good chuckle.
A good chuckle.
Here, Lazy Lavender's artwork comes from our Amino page, if I'm not mistaken.
And they also sent it into us. As
And they
well.
sent it in to us, wanted to make sure that it got on the show today. And look, it's young Galvana, perched atop its
Orb.
crackling orb of electrical energy.
I like how
and-
the how small.
Yes, you really
Galvana
get a sense of scale in this particular image. Galvana looks sort of I don't know, wistful.
Yes. I'm seeing names for thing previous.
Oh,
Big Blabus.
Big Blabbus. I
Big,
like
Big
oh,
Bungus.
I really like that. Aha! Here, Midnight has submitted their artist edition of Incisor. Very well done. I like the tail on this one. They've done a great job of capturing that. And I think the expression on this Incisor also is very cute. Does a great job
You
of
have that
capturing.
shimmer in the eye as well.
Yeah, very mischievous monster. Very well done. Next up, from Olivia Owl 7891, we have
Wow,
the
I like
adult
this.
incisor looking. I really like this sort of cross-hatched art style that was used to do some of the shading on this monster. Reminds me of my art classes from back in high school. Oh, I was a cross-hatcher with the best of them, Michael. You would
What were
not
you
believe.
drawing?
I don't know, all sorts of stuff.
I was just wondering.
It was art class.
Did you draw fruit?
I did actually at one point. It was a still life. you
Yes,
know?
I remember doing that. As well.
Only one thing has submitted here in Sizor. This is like a very. This one reminds me of what's the name of the dog in Flintstones? Dino? Is it
Yeah,
Dino?
Dino.
Dino.
Yep.
This reminds me of
He
Dino.
goes.
Yes. So there's Dino. This Incisor reminds me of Dino. That'd be very cute to do a Flintstones parody, but instead of
I would
Dino,
love that.
we've got Incisor. I'd love to see that as a monster piece, perhaps next week.
Jetson. Oh, there's so many Hanna-Barbera things I've never thought of.
Ah, here is an excellent Lego construction that
Lego.
depicts Cybop and Incisor, who look like they're having a grand old time here. I like
Like they're having
the
fun.
even effort has even gone into the background to sort of simulate a Monster World environment. Well done, Ruben. I particularly like the teeth on the Incisor.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look.
and the sort of slingshot-shaped nose.
What piece do you think that is?
Of what?
The teeth. That are,
Oh, there's actually a
Are they
little
actually, like, teeth
teeth.
ones?
Yeah,
Like,
they
oh,
use
oh.
them on large
I guess, like, there's
versions of
dinos
sharks
and
and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah. So what's next? Here we have Twampire, which shows a straight-on view of Epic Scups, perhaps about to land on something, or perhaps just taking off. But this Epic Scups looks like it's seeing things, Michael. It's seeing
Yeah.
all sorts of
I
exciting
like-
things in the monster world. Perhaps the journey back from Thingia is a harrowing one. I don't know.
I like how symmetrical the whole thing is.
Yeah, I think it's
It's really speaking to me.
really.
Yeah.
I really like it too. Great job, Twampire. We're really big fans of all the monster pieces
I like
that we
it.
got this week. So
stuff.
we're coming now to the end of the show. It's been an exceptionally exciting week in the monster world. We've had Epic Scups to talk about. We've had Incisor to talk about. Oh man, and more to come. You know what? This is I always say that the Dawn of Fire was the golden age of the monster world, but I have to say that we've got.
You got
Do I,
some
do I
blueberries
have
on your
blueberry
nose.
on my nose?
Yeah.
Thank you for thank you for not
I
so,
didn't wanna go-
not so subtly. Yeah, thank you. That would have been a bit much. But thank you for catching those blueberry bits. I always talk about the Dawn of Fire being the golden age, and of course, to some extent, we are also living in the Dawn of Fire because we have the historical record sort of coming alive to us as more monsters get discovered in Dawn of Fire. But you know what? There's so much going on these days in both games that I'm very excited. This if not the golden, it's at very least the silver age.
The platinum age.
Platinum, it's even better than gold.
Better than gold.
Wow.
Actually, no, it's gold because it's gonna get even better.
Oh, I
Even
see.
better. It's gonna go to
I,
platinum.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've had our giveaway running the entire episode. All you needed to do was put in !raffle, and you'd be automatically entered to win. What is our winner winning today, Michael?
Our winner today is winning a brand new Epic Scup.
Wow! So you'll be having
I have
a
them.
brand new scup. You have the scups. You have the winner.
Yeah, I
You have
do.
the winner. So this scups of yours, this new Epic Scups of yours, can be placed on either air, or Water Island. It's your choice. That's the amount of freedom that we allow our players to have in My Singing Monsters. That's the Monster Handler commitment. So, who's our winner? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Name them off.
Brandon Boy 194.
Congratulations, Brandon Boy 194. Thank you so much for entering, and congratulations. So whisper at us on Twitch your BBBID/friend code so we know which account to gift your brand new Epic Scups to. And that prize should be delivered sometime early next week.
Yep.
So you mentioned it in around the middle point of the episode. We're going to reiterate it now. Next Friday, we'll be taking a break from our regularly scheduled Friday episode, and instead we're going to be moving that to the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Thursday, because we're all going to be having a relaxing weekend, hanging out.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
We'll see how relaxing it is. But so, episode 24 of My Singing Monsters Live, you heard it here first. It's going to be Thursday, April 18th, not Friday, April 19th. So, book time off to make sure that you're able to join us for next week. And next week will be an exciting one.
It, you'll always be able to watch it on Twitch as a VOD or on YouTube the next week.
Right, when we upload them to our YouTube channel. So so next week is I'm pretty sure going to be an exciting one. You know,
you don't say.
I'll say it now. It will be an exciting one. We'll have lots to talk about. It'll be an exciting time for us because it is, of course, it's the last show that we'll do next Thursday before the end of Extravaganza 2019. So I'm sure there'll be lots to talk about. I'm sure there'll be lots to go through.
We'll go out on an egg.
We'll go out on an egg. Or like a goose egg, you know, when you get bonked on the head.
And then the big chungus is.
That's right, or the big blabus, as the case may be. So, as is tradition with our episodes of My Singing Monsters Live, we're going to close out today with a selection from My Singing Monsters composer. Now, today's selection, I thought it only fitting because we had Incisor come out this week that this particular composition submitted to us by, the name starts with an H. It's hakalasd. Hakalasd. Maybe I'm not saying that correctly. I apologize. But thanks so much for sending it in. Here is Monsters singing Dawn of Fire music. I'm Monster Handler Matt.
Monster Handler Mike.
And until next week on Thursday, happy monstering!